All right, what is going on, everyone? Misha Wilson here. Let me know in the chat box down to the right, please, if you can hear me loud and clear. Let me know with a quick yes if you can hear me loud and clear. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed the little introduction video here. I'm really excited to go ahead and be here with you here tonight. Please let me know with a quick yes that you can hear me loud and clear. Let me know what your name is and where you're coming in from as well. And we'll go ahead and get the show on the road in just a few minutes. Want to go ahead and get some engagement here, see who we have here on this call with us. And then we will go ahead and get this show on the road. Let me know. Awesome. Kathy, Wayne, Layla, Bonnie, Tony, Jason, Kim. Names are coming in too fast to read. Brenda, Tina, great to see you. Sue Morrison, great to see you. Robert, Shitira, hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Michael, Steve, Melissa, Lee, Jeff. Good to see so many familiar faces. Good to see some new faces as well. And with that said, good to see so many people on here with me. And that said, I like to keep these, trainings that we do very interactive. I like this to be back and forth throughout the entire presentation. It makes my life so much more fun if this is a back and forth throughout the presentation. And so can we agree, type in I agree in the chat box down to the right. Can we agree to make this super interactive, make this super back and forth, and make this an open dialogue between the two of us here this evening? All right, I'll be the first to say this will be a review for some of you. If some of you are more advanced, and if that's the case, I would urge you to take kind of the mentorship role when I'm asking some questions and quizzing you on your knowledge. So if you've been to one of our workshops or if you've been through our mentorship program, some of this you might know, and I would recommend engaging with me and essentially, tuning in to the actual discussion, because the more you teach what you already know, the more you reach, of course, the level of mastery. If you're absolutely brand new, this is going to be some review for a lot of, or new for a lot of people who are completely and totally brand new. All right. So if that's you, once again, just sit back, enjoy the show, learn what we're going to discover here tonight. And that said, at the end of this call, we are going to give you a completely and totally done for you funnel. All right. That is if, of course, you're signed up for UpLevel. So if you're an UpLevel member, we are going to give you a done for you funnel, that we use in my own personal business, this exact same type of funnel to get to six figures for the very first time. And that's literally going to be handed to you on a silver platter. We'll show you how to edit it. We'll show you how to adjust it, and literally everything in between. So does that sound good? Let me know with a quick yes in the comments box. Type in done for you if that sounds good in the comments box. Type in done for you if you're fired up to go ahead and get this show on the road. Type in done for you if you want a done for you funnel template, and type in done for you if you're ready to go. Done for you, done for you, done for you. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Comments are flying in. Thank you guys so much for all of the interaction. And let's go ahead and dive right in. All right, so what we are going to be breaking down here tonight, and what I'm going to be giving you here tonight, a test and proven version of, is what we call the super affiliate opt-in funnel. All right, now this is the funnel that I used when I was $10,000 in debt, when I couldn't afford my $380 rent bill, when I was kicked out on the streets in Las Cruces, New Mexico, literally the middle of the desert, and couldn't afford to literally pay for food. This is the exact funnel that once I got set up, once I got optimized, and once I really dialed in, allowed me to get to the $10,000 per month mark in a matter of just months, through going ahead and dialing in, of course, the funnel, and then, of course, personally branded email follow-up. All right, so this is the funnel. I'm sure many of you, if not most of you, have seen this funnel. And really the key is to dial in each actual component of the funnel. So what I always recommend people to look at their funnel as is essentially kind of like a bicycle wheel, right? So what happens, let me know in the chat box, what happens with a bicycle wheel if one spoke is broken? All right, what happens with a bicycle wheel if one spoke is broken? Everything else can be working just right. Everything else can be optimized, dialed in, working just the way it's supposed to be working. But if one spoke is broken, absolutely, it gets wobbly, it's FUD, right? You fall over and it doesn't work. And so in order to go ahead and make sure that this actually works for you, you have to have every piece dialed in. You have to have every piece optimized. Now, the pieces in this actual funnel are your opt-in page, now otherwise known as opt-in page, lead capture page, squeeze page, landing page, etc. Those are common terminology for, of course, an opt-in page. And this is the page where we go ahead and get someone's email address. And I'll touch on all the goals in just a minute. We then have a second page, which is a bridge page. Now, a bridge page is a page that is optional. If you do the video correctly on the bridge page, you will increase conversions. You will build more know, like, and trust with your audience. And ultimately, when you have more know, like, and trust, when you have more of a relationship with your audience, what happens when it comes to sales? You make more sales through, of course, email follow-up. All right. So if you have, let's say a big list, but nobody knows who you are, it can be harder to make sales through follow-up. Now, if you do follow up correctly, even if you don't have a bridge page, you can still make sales, but you have to spend more time warming up your list if you don't have the bridge page. Then, of course, you have your affiliate offer. Now, as of course, an affiliate, you don't have to take, control of this portion. We're actually going to show you a specific affiliate offer that this funnel that we're giving you here tonight is built out for. And that said, once again, it's a proven winner. It's an offer that converts like crazy. It's an offer we've promoted quite a bit in the future, and you will have a funnel optimized for that funnel. And we'll also show you how to tweak, once again, this funnel if you want to use anything else. All right, so does that sound good? Let me know in the chat box. Does that sound good? Are you guys ready to go ahead and move on? Give me a quick yes, blow up the chat. I see we have about 80 people on here with me live. Let me know with a quick yes. I want to see 80 comments come flying in. Let me know with a quick yes if that sounds good. And we'll go ahead and get the show on the road. Yes, yes, yeses are flying in. Awesome. Thank you for all the interaction. And let's go ahead and move right on. And the first page in this overall funnel is the opt-in page. All right. Now, the first thing that I like to teach on very simply is what I just mentioned a moment ago, but the names. All right. So I know a ton of people get super confused when they hear opt-in page, squeeze page, lead capture page, landing page, capture page, lead magnet page, and everything in between. All right. How many of you have been confused when it's like, oh, what's the difference between a squeeze page and a capture page and a landing page and an opt-in page and a lead magnet page? There's so many different pages. I have no clue what's what. All right. So the first thing to understand is that this page is literally all of those things. One of the things marketers do in order to make things appear new, and this is an embedded lesson within this training, but a super highly valuable, relevant lesson for you. One of the things marketers do to make things appear new and therefore sexier, shinier, and more appealing is they change the name of something that is already existing. All right. Now they might change it a tiny bit. They might adjust it a tiny bit. But look, I hate to burst your bubble, but the Atkins diet is very similar to the Zone diet, is very similar to the Paleo diet, is very similar to the Keto diet. They're all pretty much kind of sort of the same diet. Marketers keep changing the label. They keep changing the name. And when they change the label, when they change the name, it becomes more appealing because it appears as it's new, and therefore people tune into it more. All right. So the first thing to understand is this page is all of those things. All right. And here's an example of this page. Now, this is, of course, an example without an immediate opt-in, CTA on the page is what you'd call a micro commitment page. So on this page, what would happen is people would go ahead and click this button, click here to get started. When they would click here to get started, it would then go ahead and, of course, give them the ability to, input their email address and move on to the next step in the funnel. All right. Now, very quickly, just to run through the elements of this page, the first thing we have is a headline. All right. So finally, a proven system for making real money from home, even if you're brand new and on a shoestring budget. You want your headline to, of course, touch on the benefit. You want your headline to pique curiosity. And you want your headline essentially to allow your prospect to see how the solution that you're going to show them will move away from their pain and towards a desire, right? Every single time someone makes a decision, it's either to move away from pain or towards a desire. Now, this is a little bit more towards a desire for making real money online, right? At the same time, once again, be sure you use both. Now, the highest impact element of this page is the headline, bar none. All right, if you get the headline wrong, nothing works. I'll give you a couple headline formulas in just a minute. We're not going to take the time here tonight to run through and write out headlines, but I will give you the headline formulas. But the biggest element on this page that will drive the most momentum with your prospect when they hit the page, very simply, is the headline. Now, from there, we, of course, have our button and our call to action. Now, the main thing you want to do, the main psychological trigger, who here knows the main psychological trigger? Let me stop sharing real quick just to see All right, who here knows the main psychological trigger we want to touch on? Let me know in the chat box in order to go ahead and get people to opt in. If you were at our recent workshop, once again, you guys should know this. All right, emotional. We do, of course, want to, move people in an emotional way. Wayne, awesome. That did not take long. The main emotional trigger we want to hit on is curiosity. All right, so we want to pique curiosity in a way that is also revolving around the prospect's desires. And then from there, pique curiosity and do nothing to scare the thirsty deer away. All right. Now, what the hell is Misha talking about? A thirsty deer? I have no clue what he's talking about, right? The thirsty deer was something my mentor taught me when I was first getting started, Dagan Smith. And essentially, he taught me to look at a prospect on the internet like a thirsty deer. All right. So if you look at a thirsty deer out in the woods, in nature, right? They have, lions chasing them. They got bears coming after them. They got things left and right trying to kill them. They got hunters trying to snipe them and everything in between. All right. So let's say there's a pond off in the distance. Let's say they're thirsty and they want to go drink that water. But again, they have all of those things that they're used to having coming at them. What's that deer going to do? That deer is very cautiously and very timidly going to move towards that water. And as that deer moves towards that water, it's going to look for anything that might present itself as a threat. It's going to look for anything that might look off. And if anything goes wrong, right, whether or not something's trying to kill that deer or not, whether or not, a branch falls from a tree or a leaf blows the wrong way or a siren goes off, if anything goes off, that thirsty deer is gone. That thirsty deer is not going to go drink the water. It'll bypass getting the desire of drinking the water in order to preserve its own personal safety. All right. And unfortunately, the internet has kind of become like that, like I just mentioned. All right. So if you look at prospects on the internet, there are a ton of scams out there. There are a ton of things that provide no real value. There are a ton of opportunities with huge false promises that don't do anything, that don't provide any substance. And we're at a stage when it comes to market sophistication in the market that, guess what? Prospects have seen, they've heard, and they've really kind of been through it all at this point. And therefore, once again, they're highly skeptical, they're highly cautious, and anything to distract them, anything to worry them, anything to scare them away from taking the desired action step you might want them to take, even if it's, let's say, social proof, even if it's something that you think could help, increase conversions, even if it's something that might help conversions in another context, in another place in your funnel. When it comes to your capture page, you have one single sole goal. All right. You want to generate a lead. You only want to generate a lead. The way you generate a lead is you pique curiosity and you do nothing to scare the thirsty deer away. All right. Does that make sense? Let me know. Does that analogy make sense? And does that make sense when it comes to looking at your prospect in a certain way in the internet marketing world in order to go ahead and increase conversions by being aware of skepticism, being aware of the market sophistication level, being aware of where your prospect is, which is in that mindset of the thirsty deer? And very simply, if you look at this page that we just touched on a minute ago, what's there to distract them, right? There really is no distraction on this page. They hit this page, they see the headline. There's no video of a testimonial that brings them over to YouTube. There's no button of, social proof, the Better Business Bureau, even though we are accredited, there's no Better Business Bureau accreditation button because they could then click that and then they go to the Better Business Bureau, right? And they read some complaint from a customer who spent $37 and didn't like the course, whatever it might be, right? And so all of those things, while they can help in different settings, when it comes to your opt-in page, when it comes to your capture page, you want to make sure that you do nothing to scare the thirsty deer away. All right. So very important lesson, but also, once again, something that a lot of people forget. I see capture pages all the time with backgrounds of $100 bills falling from the sky, backgrounds of Lamborghinis driving by in a video format type of deal. All of that stuff does nothing but serve as a distraction. If you want to have a pretty capture page, pick one really pretty image that goes well with the capture page, use that as the background, but use it in a way that does not distract and does not pull people away from the message on the actual page. Your message sells, your design complements the message. All right. Once again, your message sells, your design complements the message. Does that make sense? Type in yes if that makes sense. Type in value if you guys are getting value while I buy myself 10 seconds to get a quick drink of water. Awesome. Value, value, value. Yes, value, value, value. Thank you guys so much. And that said, let's go ahead and move on. All right. So once again, the headline is the single most important, highest impact portion of the actual page. I'm going to give you two simple formulas here tonight. You can take screenshots of these formulas. If you're a mentorship student, you've seen these before. Absolutely. Still, with that said, these are literally the exact formulas that my copywriter, who's written copy that's done tens of millions of dollars in sales, these are the ones he uses. These are the ones I use. These are the ones that work. With the Done For You funnel, we're actually going to give you a version of a headline that is slightly different. So you can see that you don't need to follow these every single time exactly per se, but they will still touch on the same, ideologies of moving people towards the desire and away from a pain. So free, how to get big benefit. So this is, whatever the marketplace wants without big pain. Now, look, if you haven't done your market research yet, the first thing that we have to do with our market is to do market research. For everyone who's been around for a while, what is the first thing we always start with in marketing? What is the first thing that we always start with? We start with getting clear on one thing. James and Jeannie, you're at the workshop. Awesome. More credit to you. You start with the who. All right. You start by getting crystal clear on who the actual market is. Now, an example of this headline, you could say free, how to make a full-time income. So that would be how to get the big benefit, right? So you can change this a little bit. Instead of how to get a full-time income, you can change the verbiage, how to make a full-time income working part-time hours. So that's another way of saying without working 12 hours a day. We could say free, how to make, $5,000 per month from home without working 12 hours per day, even if you have zero technical skills, right? So do we see how overall, if we've done our market research, we can then very simply say, all right, what is our market desiring? Our market is desiring to make a full-time income from home so that they can have more freedom, so that they can have a cooler lifestyle, so that they can spend more time with their family, their loved ones, their friends. Those are all the desires of the market. What's our market not want to do? They don't want to work all day. They want more of a freedom business. They want more of a lifestyle business. They want more ability to do what they want with whom they want when they want to. So a perfect headline here would very simply be what I just mentioned. All right. How to make $5,000 per month with working part-time hours from home. So that's headline formula number one. Go ahead and take a screenshot of this. And then after this call, you can go ahead and write these out as homework, and we might have some sort of little contest. We'll see if we come up with anything. Take a screenshot of this, and then let's move on. All right. So headline formula number two is, again, a little bit more words, but also extremely powerful. And this is essentially a modified version of what was on the page just a moment ago. So this is very simply, finally, a proven formula that gets the prospect the desired end result that they're looking for. All right. So again, you have to do your market research. You have to start with the who. And I just gave you an example, right? So let's use the same one. Finally, a proven formula that makes $5,000 per month. So again, that's the end result that makes $5,000 per month in as little as just, I wouldn't say 7 days because that's not even close to realistic. When it comes to marketing, you do want, once again, the message to be compelling, but you also have to have the message be believable. All right. So you have to, once again, be obviously in the truthful, right? So never lying your marketing. This is an example for obviously marketing purposes, right? But you could say a proven formula that makes $5,000 per month in as little as just 30 days, even if you have, and this comes down to the big objections in the market. All right, so let's get some feedback here. What do we think some of the big objections in the market are? And in order to do this exercise, I want to ask you guys, have you ever told yourself in your head, have you ever told yourself, God, this would be so much easier to do if I just add more fill in the blank, right? What is that fill in the blank? This would be so much easier to do if I just had more fill in the blank. All right. Jason, Sue, awesome. We got stuff coming in. Perfect. So Jason, Sue, say time, skills, money, hands-on time, money and time. Absolutely. Right. So you guys are the market. So you're thinking this and therefore experience. Cheryl, exactly right. These are all things that if you start to, instead of thinking that way yourself, which I completely understand, I've been there. I was $10,000 in debt. I was stuck. I was struggling. I was overwhelmed. I couldn't pay my $380 rent bill. So I totally understand how it feels. But what you have to do is you have to get out of the consumer thought process of thinking like that. Then you have to use those different things that you used to think in your marketing in order to compel people to take action. So even if you have zero time and only 30 minutes per day to work on your business, right? Now, the 100% guaranteed, that would be essentially an example of risk reversal. Now, risk reversal is, with a video sales letter, you can say, look, go through the entire course. If you don't absolutely love it, we will refund your money and we'll send you $500 for wasting your time. That takes the risk off the prospect because the prospect is taking a risk when they buy the program, and it puts it onto our shoulders because, again, we now are on the line for $500 if the prospect doesn't like it. All right. We use that in all of our marketing. As long as the prospect goes through, completes the in full training program that we have, does the action steps that we tell them to take, which when they do, 98% of people are extremely happy, right? As long as they do those things, we will refund their money and send them $500 if they're not happy. So again, just quick reiteration and running through this one more time. Finally, a proven formula that makes $5,000 per month in as little as just 30 days, even if you have zero, or even if you're on a shoestring budget, even if you only have 60 minutes per day, even if you have zero experience. So all of those different objections that you guys went ahead and listed out, right? You can interchange those, and then you can split test this headline, and you can find, all right, this works best with this objection in there. This works best with this objection, etc. Once you find the version of the headline that's the most dialed in, that becomes the control, and then you look to beat the control. All right, I know I'm talking in fancy marketing terms right now. The control is just very simply the baseline page. So once you get one page converting really well, let's say you have one page converting at 40%, that page becomes the control. And then once you have that page, which is the control, you then make more split tests. So you split, all right, instead of zero money, zero time. Let's test that. And if it goes from 40 to 45, that new page becomes the new control, right? So the new baseline. So again, always be split testing the pages you're using, find the pages that work best. Then from there, continue to optimize, test, tweak, and just continue to split test to always look to beat your control. Does that make sense when it comes to the capture page? All right, that is the capture page. Does that make sense? We got people piling in here still. Let me know with a quick yes in the comments box if that makes sense. Type in value if you guys are getting value so far. Awesome. Yes, yes, yes. Value, value, value. Awesome, guys. Thank you so much for the interaction. And we will go ahead and move on. All right. Now, the next page in this funnel is our bridge page. All right. Now, with our bridge page, we want to do a couple of different things. And just to show you an example of a bridge page, this would be a bridge page. Now, this is just a very simple page. As you can see, headline at the very top, it's then a video. If you don't want to be in front of the camera, guess what? You don't have to be. That's all good. What you can do is you can just very simply set up some PowerPoint slides, just like I have right here on this webinar, record a quick little video just like this, spend $39 to get a microphone off of Amazon that works extremely well. Just like that, you can have your video done. All right. So just because you might be camera shy, don't let it keep you from going ahead and completing your bridge page. Now, this page, very simply, headline, video, and then a button for them to click. Now, we want to do a couple of different things with a bridge page. For those of you who have been going through the training, what are the 3 things that we want to do with our bridge page? Who here has been paying attention? I know who was at the last workshop, so you guys should know this, but who here knows what are the 3 things we want to do with our bridge page? Come on, guys, let's be interactive here. I like to put you guys on the spot. What are the 3 things we want to do with our bridge page? Anthony, all right, Anthony is going ahead and giving us 1. We want to sell the next step, get them to the next step. Those are both very similar. What else, guys? What else do we want to do? Lori, perfect. So I think you meant to say pre-frame, I believe, and that is correct. So you want to pre-frame the next step in the funnel. All right. What I mean by pre-frame, or I'll break it down in just a minute. Let me see. So warm up the customer. Perfect. So in another way, know, like, and trust. Jeannie, perfect. So the three things you want to do, and we've kind of got it out at this point with our answers. Thank you so much for the interaction. The three things we want to do is, firstly, we want to build know, like, and trust, right? So when someone opts into our page, they've never heard our voice, they've never seen our face. If we can change that, that will build know, like, and trust for the future, right? From there, we want to pre-frame our offer. Now, very simply, what a pre-frame is a message that comes before the main offer. So there was actually a case study done at, I believe, Stanford, either Stanford or Harvard. I need to get clarity on this because I said the same thing at a workshop, but I believe it was Stanford. And essentially what they did, this is really interesting. They brought in two different teachers, and they brought in, two different teachers to teach a class on the exact same day to the exact same group of students. And essentially what they did is to two different groups of students, excuse me. And what they did is, for one of the teachers, they wrote out the biography of the teacher. This teacher is from this university, has this background, has these skill sets, all the different things that made the teacher qualified to teach the class. And then from there was one line in that actual biography, in that, introduction to who the teacher is, that essentially told them that this teacher tends to be a little bit cold, kind of disagreeable, and tends to be a little bit tough on students. And for one of the teachers, that was the pre-frame. That was the message that they relayed to the students before the teacher went up and taught. For the other group of students, it was the exact same credentials, the exact same story. It was totally fictitious, totally made up, exact same everything on that page. The only thing they did is they changed the one sentence, and instead of saying the teacher was cold and disagreeable, they said the teacher was agreeable, warm and fuzzy, and absolutely loved each and every single one of their students, right? From there, the teachers got up, they taught both classes, and guess what happened? After the classes, they surveyed the students. The group of students who had the teacher that was quote unquote cold, and I should say they did the exact same presentation in the exact same way, in the exact same tonality. One wasn't being more warm or more cold, but the group of students who had been told that the teacher was going to be more cold said that the teacher was more cold, more disagreeable, and more strict. And the group of students who had been told that the teacher was going to be warm, nice, and a great, warm, fuzzy teacher said that the teacher was extremely nice, awesome to work with. They loved the experience, and they would love to have her teach more classes, right? Exact same presentation, exact same tonality, exact same introduction, except for one sentence, which completely changed the experience for the entire group of students, all right? And that is the power of the pre-frame. So very simply, what a pre-frame is it's just a message that comes before the main sales message. So as an example, if we were to go ahead and, cut a video here, and I were to say, hey, my name is Misha Wilson, and I'm about to show you this video from a buddy of mine. And this buddy of mine, he's notorious on the internet for ripping people off. He's notorious on the internet for just doing bad, shady business. He never provides any value to his customers. And generally, his customers tend to be pissed off. Look, the FTC is breathing down his neck, and just generally, this guy's kind of a weirdo. But hey, check out the video on the next page, right? What if I said that in the video? How do we think that would do? Let me know in the comment section. Do you think that would light it up conversions wise? Do you think we make a ton of sales no matter what the video said on the next page? All right. Yes, absolutely. No, right? Zero sales, no sales, none at all. So literally, the video on the next page could be a video written by David Ogilvy, Frank Kern, frickin' Dan Kennedy combined, right? So you got two old school marketers, one internet marketer. They could write the perfect video sales letter. And if they came into that video sales letter with the pre-frame of the message that I just mentioned, there would be no sales. Now, on the flip side, if someone comes into a message that isn't even quite as compelling as the perfect video that I just described, but if they come into that message with a pre-frame of, hey, my name is Misha Wilson, and before finding this thing, my life was really hard. I was struggling. I was $10,000 in debt. I got kicked out of a house I was living in. I was $380 in debt. and just in or three, I couldn't afford my $380 rent bill. I was $10,000 in debt, and life was really hard, and I was struggling a ton. But that's before I found this system you're about to discover. After finding it, my life totally changed. Within 4 months, I made six figures. I was making $10,000 a month. I moved into my dream home. I bought my dream car. Now I live a life where I get to hang out at the beach whenever I want, live on the golf course, live on the beach, live on two different islands, Puerto Rico half the time, Maui half the time, have a life of total freedom. Absolutely love it. Hey, I think you should check it out, right? Now, what type of pre-frame does that set? That sets an extremely positive pre-frame. So when someone hits the next step in the funnel, they will then be 10 times more likely to take an action step that you want them to take in going ahead and buying the product or buying the service. All right. So do we understand? Type in value if you got value from that lesson, but then also, do you understand the power of a pre-frame and needing a pre-frame in your marketing, ideally whenever you can have it? All right. So in an email might pre-frame the offer that comes when they click the link in the email. A bridge page might pre-frame the thing, once again, that they're about to click through. Sometimes an advertorial, and we're not going to go down what an advertorial is, but an advertorial might pre-frame a sales page in a very certain way. Sometimes you guys have probably seen them, those pages that look almost like news pages, right? And you click on it, it looks like a news page, and it's talking about a case study of someone making $5,000 a month from home. Then they click and it's a video sales letter. That news pre-frame built credibility so that when you hit that page, you took it more seriously. All right. So firstly, build, know, like, and trust. Secondly, pre-frame the offer. And lastly, once again, we want to sell the next step. So usually in, the actual script, I'll say, hey, welcome to my list. I'm going to be sending you daily, sometime or weekly, sometimes daily emails that'll help you make more money, generate more leads, get more traffic to your website, and do it even if you hate tech. Be sure to check them out, as I know you'll get a ton of value out of those, emails. And the more you open, the more cool stuff I'll send you, right? So I'm just selling the next step, telling them to go ahead and check their email. So those are the three things: sell the next step, pre-frame the offer, and go ahead and build, know, like, and trust. Now, when it comes to the script that we use, the script that I would highly recommend using is the 60-second sales hook. And this was actually created for comedy. When it was created, and very quickly they realized just how effective it was when it comes to selling. And so once again, it became a sales tool very quickly. And the structure is very simple. All right. The structure goes something like this. You have your intro, which is, hey, my name is Misha Wilson. Congratulations on taking action and opting in. You've made a wise decision. Then you can get into selling the next step, right? Just for opting in, I'm going to be sending you weekly, sometimes daily emails that'll help you make more money faster without the overwhelm and without the confusion. So be sure to check those emails out, and be sure when you see those, open them immediately, as I know you'll get a ton of value. Intro done. Then we want to get into the story of struggle. When people hear your story of struggle, some people on here on this webinar right now are in a tough place. I'm here to tell you that that story of struggle is what can create relatability. That story of struggle is what can create identification. That story of struggle is what will build trust with your audience. And so instead of shying away from that story of struggle, get out and tell it, get out and communicate it, build a relationship with your audience, leverage your story, and understand, this is an absolute truth. I promise from the bottom of my heart, every single 7-figure earner that you see on the internet, every single 8-figure earner that you see on the internet, they have been through extremely tough times. They were $10,000+ in debt. I went $40,000 in debt by the time it was all said and done in order to get my business off the ground. And that didn't get me nearly what a lot of our mentorship programs get our people. And again, I have mentors that have gone hundreds of thousands of dollars into debt, right? So everyone does it. Get comfortable telling the story. So, at that point, I'd say, where were we? We say, be sure to check out those emails. I know you'll get a ton of value. Now, look, I know we don't know each other yet, but the truth is that I know exactly how you might feel right now. I used to be stuck, confused, overwhelmed, trying to get profitable with my online business, bouncing from one program to the next, always in search of that next program, that next system, that next thing that was going to be my savior. And it never came. And I drove myself further in debt. I got, $10,000 in debt. I got kicked out of 2 different houses I was living in, unable to pay my tiny $380 rent bill. And I was left homeless, in the middle of the desert, Las Cruces, New Mexico, with little to no hope of getting out of the hole that I found myself in. All right. So that's the story of struggle. The story of struggle creates relatability in your marketing. From there, we want to go ahead and relay our identity. And our identity should be something that essentially keeps us pressing forward. All right. So for me, it is, but as a 24-year-old college dropout, because I was 24 way back when I first started online, but as a 24-year-old college dropout, I had no choice but to keep pressing forward and keep, plugging away. Now that could be, but as a single mom who needs to provide for her kids, I had no choice but to keep pressing forward. But as a disabled military veteran, just as an example, with little options and zero prospects to work in the real world, I had no choice but to keep pressing forward. But as a, recently laid off, fill in the blank, with little to no income coming in, I had to make this thing work and I had to keep pressing forward. So that's your identity. Your identity, once again, creates more relatability and more identification. From there, we get to the breakthrough. All right. Now, this is when you essentially share the method. Now, I like to share the method in a blind fashion. And what I mean by blind is instead of saying, then I found affiliate marketing, then I found e-commerce, then I found drop shipping, whatever it might be, right? So for us, obviously affiliate marketing, but general marketing, what I'll say, then I found this breakthrough method. And when I say breakthrough method, it creates more curiosity than I found affiliate marketing, right? So I'll say, then I found this breakthrough method that literally changed everything. Within just 3 months of finding it, I went from $0 to $10,000 per month. I very quickly turned my life around. I was able to move to my dream home, buy my dream car, do all the cool things that I already mentioned a moment ago, right? And now I get to live a life of total freedom. From there, you can get into the results further. All right. But really, these are kind of two in the same. So I found this thing. These are the results of finding the thing. And then from there, a call to action. So this is the structure of the 60-second sales hook. You would then have a call to action to do what you want them to do. So click the button below this video right now to check out this breakthrough revolutionary new method system, fill in the blank, right? So that you can learn how it can help you to win online. So that is the structure of the 60-second sales hook. Does that make sense? Let me know with a quick yes. I know I kind of ran through that fairly quickly, and I'm trying to get through this to provide maximum value to you. Let me check the chat out here. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Yes, 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 yes. Value, value. Yes, awesome. Perfect. And that said, I have one more question for you. All right. So we've gotten through the 2 pages of the funnel. Who here wants the funnel completely done for you? Who here wants the funnel completely and totally done for you? And this is for UpLevel members only, I should say. So if you're an UpLevel member, obviously you probably are if you're on this call right now, I'm going to give you this funnel completely and totally done for you. So that said, let's go ahead and walk through the steps. Let me go ahead and come over here first. And the first thing you'll do is you'll want to log in to your UpLevel account. Now, when you log into your UpLevel account, look, if you literally just signed up with UpLevel right before this call, you might get your email logins a little bit later tonight or tomorrow morning. When you get your email logins, come in and follow these steps very simply. All right. So that said, once again, when you log in, if you haven't yet, be sure to go ahead and claim your free t-shirt to go ahead and get through the getting started guide. All right. Type in t-shirt if you guys have claimed your free t-shirt or are going to claim your free t-shirt. Be sure to claim your free t-shirt. And when you log in, it looks just like this. All right. Now, the biggest thing that you need to make sure of is you need to make sure that you're logged in before you use the actual share funnel code, which I'll give you in just a minute. Now, before I give you the share funnel code, I want to show you what this offer and what this funnel is actually designed for. So if you come into ClickBank, this is ClickBank, and I just went to the marketplace and I found this offer. This is an offer from my buddy, Sean Josiah, a very smart marketer. This converts very well for low ticket front end stuff. And that said, this funnel that we designed, as you'll see in a minute, is built for this. So all I did is I came in, I found this offer. I used the gravity score to find this originally. I searched for it tonight. And then I clicked this page and I clicked affiliate page right here. All right. Now, after I clicked affiliate page, that took me right here. I filled out my email address right here. And it took me right here to this page. Now, this is the page where we can claim our sales page links. So as you can see, high converting, direct, video sales funnel, video sales letter links. So I'm just going to click here. I'm going to grab this. I'm going to go ahead and paste that in. And just like that, you will see that this is what the sales page looks like. All right, this is what the sales page looks like. Now, this converts very well, but whenever we're in a funnel, whenever we're designing something for a funnel, one of the things that we can do in order to, sometimes it's less important after the first opt-in, but it can also be best practice to do this throughout the entire funnel. So sometimes what we'll do is we'll go ahead and create the whole funnel in a way that looks somewhat similar. All right, so the entire funnel looks somewhat similar. And if the entire funnel looks somewhat similar, we have less of a chance to scare that thirsty deer away. So if we go from, let's say, a capture page with a beach background, and then immediately after that, they click through and they hit this page, which looks totally different from a beach, in the back of their mind, their subconscious might be thinking, am I in the right place? Did I make a mistake? Should I go back and double check if I made a mistake, etc. All right. And so that's what you want to look out for when you keep everything congruent and looking the exact same. Again, you don't have that conversation subconsciously going on in the back of your prospect's mind. So that's what the sales page looks like. Once you are logged in to your UpLevel account, and I'm going to give you this funnel in just a minute. Once you're logged in, you're going to go right here to this link, and I'm going to paste this in the chat right now. 1 second. I'm going to paste this in the chat right now. You're going to go to this link, and I'll paste it again here in a little bit, and it'll bring up this page that looks just like this. Then all you have to do is click Add Funnel. When you click Add Funnel, it will bring you into the back office. And as you can see, it just added this funnel. All right, now this isn't going to refresh because we have not published a page yet, or at least I don't think. That's how it usually works. But if we come in and look at these pages, all right, so you'll see the opt-in page and the bridge page. So that's the funnel that we're building out right here. You have your actual funnel. Now, if you come in and you click this little pencil icon right here to sort of zoom in, if you click this pencil icon, and you'll see it actually did. All right, so if you click this pencil icon, we will go directly into the capture page. And I want to pull this up over here. I'm going to get rid of both of these. I'm going to pull this up over here and look at how congruent these are. All right, isn't that cool? Type in cool if that is cool, and you see how congruent they are so that the prospects feels like, holy crap, this is the right place based on the action step I just took. All right, so this is extremely congruent. And as you can see, this headline, free video, discover the brand new secret system to quickly generate a recession-proof online income starting today. So if we were to use one of the headline formulas earlier, we could say, instead of starting today, working part-time hours from home, right? So free video, discover the brand new secret system to quickly generate a recession-proof online income, working part-time hours from home. So that would be the big, how to get big benefit. The recession-proof online income is the big benefit. Without the pain would be, of course, without working around the clock to do it. Then, as you can see, I overcame some of the objections here, zero online experience or technical skills required. So this is the capture page. Now, this is the editor, so the white, looks different here on the actual live page. It does not look like that. But that said, this is the actual capture page. Now, if we want to get into the bridge page, this is exactly what the bridge page looks like here. All right, so the exact same thing. They opt in. Once again, after they opt in, they feel, all right, I'm in the right place based on everything looking the same. When everything looks the same and everything, once again, appears to be just like it should be, there's zero hesitancy. When there's zero hesitancy, they're then more likely to take the action step we want them to take. They then click through here, and this looks exactly the same. So they'll watch the video and ultimately, ideally, have the best chance, or they will have the best chance to buy the product and buy the service that is being sold on this page. All right, so this is once again a funnel created just for this. Now, what I will say is, look, because we created the funnel just for this, we also use copy that is very similar to this funnel over here. All right, so whenever you import this funnel, here's what I'll say. If you want to use this for something else, What we would then ask you to do is, you never want to, break any copyright infringement laws or anything like that. We would want you to change it up a bit. All right. So we wouldn't want you to use the exact same background. What you could do very simply is you could go to Google and you could type in beach background. And don't worry, this won't change the funnel for all of you guys. I'm just showing you this as an example. And I like this beach background. So I'm going to type, or I'm going to save this as new beach background. I'm going to save that. And then from there, when I come back over here, if I want to edit it, I can come up over here. I can click this gear icon right here, right? Super simple. I'm going to click the gear icon. It's going to pull this thing up over here. As you can see, it says background photo. Now, instead of it saying URL here, if we just click media library, it will give us the ability to upload a photo right here. So I'm going to go upload photos. I'm going to type in new beach background. I'm going to select that image and it's going to be loaded up right there. And just like that, I'm going to select it. And as you can see, now we have a beach in the back. And now, once again, it looks a little bit different than, of course, the page that we had just a minute ago. All right. Now, if we don't want an overlay color, we can just come down here. You'll see background overlay. So it looks a little bit kind of dark in the background, right? If we just choose none, you'll see that it brightens right up. Now, do you see how easy that is? Type in easy if you see how point and click easy using UpLevel is to design the funnel, build out the page, use the done for you templates, edit the templates, etc., and make sure everything is working. Awesome, awesome, very easy, 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 awesome. And that said, we might want to change the actual color of the font now, right? So if we click here and click into font, style and spacing, where is this thing? I got to jump around a little bit. If I just hover over here, let's go to color right here, and let's make the color black. That looks just a little bit better, right? Now let's make it, just a little bit of a different message. So discover the breakthrough system to quickly generate a 6-figure online income. Let's say working part-time hours, can't type and talk at the same time, from home, exclamation mark. All right, so this is how you would make small adjustments to the page, leveraging the headline formulas that we showed you just a moment ago to get this thing where we want it to also have it, of course, be different than the exact funnel for the offer. All right, now you only got to do this if you want to promote something that is different from, of course, the offer that we built out the funnel. If you want to use the exact offer and promote Sean's offer, more power to you. Use the funnel that we're giving you exactly. But if you want to make the adjustment, all you have to do is the simple steps that I just walked through here. All right, you could then come over here and come into the editor. You click UpLevel System to come right into the editor. Do the exact same thing right here. Go to background instead of URL, media library, select photo, and we just uploaded that photo, so we don't need to re-upload. We can go like that. We can then say no background overlay. And now look, all right, someone's going to opt in. Right after they opt in here, they're going to come directly here to this bridge page. Everything looks the same. That creates more trust. That creates more stability in your prospect's mind, right? And therefore, they're more likely to take the next action step that you want them to take. All right. Does that make sense? Let me know in the chat box down to the right. Does that make sense? And then the last thing you guys would want to do, and I'm going to hook you up with an additional free training video here. The last thing you guys would want to do here is you'd want to integrate your actual page. All right. So look, if you have this page designed, built out, working perfectly, etc., but you don't integrate it, nobody is going to be added to your list. All right. So in order to integrate, you would come right here. You click opt-in form settings, and then you'll see right here where it says service. You can choose whatever service you guys are using. I would recommend GetResponse or Aweber. And we actually have a special additional hookup from the one and only fabulous Judith. These are two different videos. They're going to walk you through how to integrate either GetResponse or Aweber. All right, so if you're using Aweber, watch this video and integrate with Aweber right here. If you're using GetResponse, watch this video and integrate with GetResponse right there. And after you're integrated, last step, very simply, you would just want to point this bridge page to the actual sales page. All right, so you want to point the bridge page to the sales page by putting in your link right in there. Go to general up here. Whoops, you go like so. You'll see right here, we can put our link. And then from there, if we want it to point directly to, let me come over here just as an example. If I grab this, I'm just going to paste that in. I'm going to use the same window. So I'm just going to click like that. Not even going to do that. I'm going to click save. And now the minute someone comes to this page, they will, of course, opt in. They'll be on our email list because this will be integrated because we followed these steps, right? We will then have cut our bridge page video, of course, following the 60-second sales hook script. And then after we watch the 60-second sales hook, or after they watch the 60-second sales hook video, they will click this button right here. This button points directly to, of course, the offer that I showed you just a moment ago. And just like that, we have our funnel up, we have our funnel launched, we have leads coming onto our list, we have people knowing, liking, and trusting us, we have people pre-framed correctly, we have people sold on the next step. The thirsty deer is not panicking, the thirsty deer is feeling safe. They go, of course, to the sales page with, of course, the right pre-frame and the right mental state of mind to be in a space where they're receptive to buy, and therefore they're more likely to make more sales. You're more likely to make more sales and, of course, generate more buyers. All right, so the last thing I want to do here one more time is I just want to give you these links before we close out here tonight. And type in value if you guys got value. On a scale of 1 to 10, how much value did you guys get? Type in 1 for 0 value and 10 for massive value. On a scale of 1 to 10, how much value did you guys get? Value 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. Awesome. Thank you guys so much. I see a ton of 10s and an 11. Awesome, flying in. 1, 9. I see that 9. I'll win you over sooner or later. I promise. I'll get you up to that 10 level. Awesome, though. Thank you guys so much for all of the interaction and feedback. And I'm going to post this one more time here. All right. So all you have to do, save those links. All right. So you'll see uplevelsystems.com/PI365-share. All right. So PI365-share. So save those links. And then all you have to do is you very simply have to be logged into UpLevel. I'll do this one more time to show you. All right. I'm logged into UpLevel right here, right now, right? I'm in my funnel section in UpLevel. When I'm logged into UpLevel, all I have to do is click that button. And I just clicked the PI365 share, the one I shared in the chat. It will bring you to this funnel right here. All you then have to do is click add funnel. And when you click add funnel, it will literally import the funnel directly into your page right there, or into your account right there. If you then want to go ahead and have the fancy image, just click that right like so. Click this little drop down arrow to start editing, and you guys are off to the races. So you guys, of course, have first access to this funnel. Get out and use it. Get out and run traffic to it. Get out and generate leads. Get out and create sales. Get out in the marketplace and take action. All right. Get out there and build your list. Do it once again from a state of abundance. Realize there's so many buyers out there. There are so many leads out there. There are so many people out there that are dying to hear your message. They're dying to actually buy from you, that are dying for someone to follow if you'll just put yourself out there in that leadership role. So that said, I appreciate each and every single one of you. Grab those links. I'm going to close this call out here in about 30 seconds. Grab those links. If you don't have those links, grab those links. If you don't have those links, I'm going to post them in here one more time. Thank you guys so much for all of the interaction. I'm bombarding you guys with the links. That said, I appreciate each and every single one of you. And thank you guys so much for being here with me for this hour of the UpLevel Connection. I hope you guys got a ton of value as always. and get out there, use this funnel, use this share code that we're giving you, use everything that UpLevel has to offer. And once again, for everyone who is brand new, who just got started with UpLevel, please do yourself a favor, get your UpLevel swag, all right? Come through this video, watch this video, click this video right here, and watch this video right over here, which will break down and show you everything A to Z on how to use UpLevel to go ahead and get everything up and off the ground as quickly as possible, then claim your free shirt and get to be one of the cool kids that has all the swag. That said, I appreciate each and every single one of you. I hope you guys got a ton of value out of tonight's call. And until next time, guys, over and out. Later, guys.